Okay, so we're just going to take a look at the last example here. It's like the one we just did a second ago, so hopefully you've given it a try to see if you can figure out how this vector addition and resultant stuff works. In this case, we have two people dragging a sled, but they're kind of having a tug of war. They're at 142 degrees to each other. So one's going this way, and the other one's going this way, right? We know that's 142. Okay, the larger can exert 40 newtons force, and the smaller, a little bit weaker, it's only 30 newtons force. Okay, I want to know the force at which the sled is being moved at. Okay, now remember, we have to add things together to make a resultant. So I have to take my parallelogram idea, tail to tail, and figure out where the heads are going to meet. In that case, it'd be going from here up to there, right? That's where the sled actually would be moving, slightly more towards the 40 Newton force than the 30 Newton force. The angle inside, we said yesterday in the last example, I can always take 180 and minus the other angle, the 142. I'll be left with the answer, 38 degrees. It actually goes inside because we have a C pattern. Okay, we'll call this R. And we know over here we still have a 30 Newton force. We're back to the cosine law again, right? So R squared equals 30 squared plus 40 squared minus 2 times 30 times 40 times the cos of the angle in the middle, which would be 38 degrees. And we put that all in our calculator, and the way it looks, we get 608.77. Remember, that's R squared. Square root that. Our resultant will be 24.67 newtons. Okay, and there's our force. So how much the sled's moving. So it's not even 30, right? Because they were fighting against each other here. Part B, which direction does the sled move? Well, to figure that out, I need to know the angle between one of my vectors. I'm going to use the 41, and the resultant. We'll call it y. This is part A. This is part B. We know that we can use the sine law because we know that 38 matches up with the resultant, 24.67. And we know the angle that I want, the y, is going to match up with the 30 that's across from it. Okay, so same procedure we just did a second ago. Cross multiply. So 30 sine 38 equals 24.67 sine y. Divide out the 24.67. We'll get sine of y. On this side, we get that big long decimal. So our calculators, you should get 7487. We'll take the inverse of that, 0.7487. Okay, and on our calculators, I got 48.5 degrees. Okay, so therefore, the sled moves with a force of 24.67 newtons at an angle of 48.5 degrees to the 40 Newton force. Just so I can say which angle I measured, right? Not, I went against the 40 Newton one. Okay, and that takes us to the end of the resultant of vectors. Okay, try some of the homework. If there's a quiz, give the quiz a try, and we'll move on to the next day tomorrow.